And occasionally people, including him and others, would give me ideas. They all went into the same process to be evaluated.
Yes, ma'am. I will tell you that the record that we've received today does not reflect that. It simply doesn't. We've read the emails. We've read everything that we could get our hands on. It's taken us a long time to get it, but I will tell you, you just described all of this other information that you relied upon, and it doesn't comport with the record that this committee has been able to establish today. And I want you to take a look at this chart to the left. You'll see the increasing number of requests, over 600. I think data matters. The pictures are worth a lot. You see the increase in the requests, and then the bottom line is the increase in security. And you'll note that the slope of those two lines is very different. Can you account for why that is? Why we have an increase in requests and yet no increase in security?
Well, Congressman, I can only tell you that I know a number of requests were fulfilled and some were not. But from my perspective, again, these were handled by the people that were assigned the task of evaluating them. And, you know, I think it's important to, again, reiterate that although there were problems and deficiencies discovered by the Accountability Review Board, the general approach to have security professionals handle security requests, I think, still stands.
Yes, ma'am. I wish you to listen to those security professionals. You described Mr. Stevens as having the best knowledge of Libya of anyone. Your words this morning. And yet, when he asked for increased security, he didn't get it. Mash, the second chart. It's the same thing. I just talked to you about requests for additional assistance. This chart goes through. I won't go through the numbers in detail. We've talked about them a bit, but it shows the increasing number of security incidents at the facility, your facility, State Department facility in Benghazi, Libya. And then again, it shows the increase in security being non-existent. I assume your answer is the same with respect to the fact that we have increasing security incidents, but no corresponding increase in the amount of security?
Congressman, I just have to respectfully disagree. Many security requests were fulfilled. We'd be happy to get that information for the record. Yes. So I can't really tell what it is you're putting on that poster, but I know that a number of the security requests were fulfilled for Benghazi.
Yes, what it shows is that the number of direct diplomatic security agents at the beginning of 2012 and those that were there the day of the murder of 4 Americans is no different.
Congressman, the decision, as I recall, was that the post, namely Embassy Tripoli, on behalf of Benghazi, requested 5 diplomatic security personnel, and they did have that on the day that Chris Stevens was in Benghazi. Unfortunately, that proved insufficient in the face of the kind of attack that they were facing.
May I put the next poster up, please? Secretary, you're not likely to know who these 2 folks are, do you?
I do not.
One on the left is Mohammed al-Zahawi. He was the head of Ansar al-Sharia, a jihadist group based in Benghazi. The man on your left is Wissam bin Hamid. Were you aware that your folks in Benghazi, Libya, met with that man within 48 hours before the attack?
I know nothing about any meeting with him.
On September 11th, on the day that he was killed, Ambassador Stevens sent a cable to the State Department talking about Mr. bin Hamid. Are you aware of that cable?
No, I'm not.
He said in his cable, he said they, referring to Mr. Wissam bin Hamid, they wanted an introductory meeting. They were here. They asked us what we needed to bring security to Benghazi. So your officials were meeting with this man on the ground in Benghazi, Libya, discussing security 2 days before that. But in August of that same year, the United States government had said that this very man was, quote, a young rebel leader who allegedly fought in Iraq under the flag of al-Qaeda. Were you aware that our folks were either wittingly or unwittingly meeting with al-Qaeda on the ground in Benghazi, Libya, just hours before the attack?
I know nothing about this, Congressman.
So your officials were meeting with this man on the ground in Benghazi, Libya, discussing security 2 days before that. But in August of that same year, the United States government had said that this very man was, quote, a young rebel leader who allegedly fought in Iraq under the flag of al-Qaeda. Were you aware that our folks were either wittingly or unwittingly meeting with al-Qaeda on the ground in Benghazi, Libya, just hours before the attack?
I know nothing about this, Congressman.
think that's deeply disturbing. I think the fact that your team was meeting with
I'm
folks
sorry, which team is this, Mr.
Yeah, it would have been, we don't know exactly who.
Well, it would be
held the meeting with
helpful.
him. It would have been one of your State Department employees, Madam Secretary. I don't know which one. Perhaps you could enlighten us, or we can get the records we need to do so.
Well,
to date, we've not been able to learn that.
Well, since we didn't have an ongoing department personnel in Benghazi, I don't know to whom you are referring.
Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back the balance of my time.